Hello viewers, welcome to Dailies on TVRC. I am acting Samuel Vincent. Joining me on set is
Oyedokunwadedun Samuel.
reading to your hearing is a Vanguard newspaper.
And with me is Punch newspaper. On the front page of Punch newspaper, 5 killed in Anambra crash. FRSC blames speeding. Nigeria's Japa migration phenomenon. Washington, 1 dead, 9 missing after plane crash. Still on the front page of Punch. Enugu APC governor candidate rejects Tinubu campaign funds. Atiku no threats to Tinubu, Obi social media creations on Nanoga. Still on the front page of Punch. NNPC defends 68 million litre daily consumption, backs forensic audits. You are a political scavenger, Dino blast Fane Kayode. And on the same front page of Punch, Oshun, 4 arrested for killing petrol station manager. Gunmen kidnap Akwa Ibom school principal, Ondo travelers. 2 dead, other trapped in Lagos building collapse. See on the front page of Punch. Elders in Faith Benue community killed 3 villagers. Teenagers drones while rescuing cow in Jigawa. And it's imperative for me to take this one also. Ogun pastor nabbed for defiling a 14-year-old chorister. That one is. Well, let's go into business. Disco suffered 543 billion naira revenue loss in 12 months. Federal government confirms substations fire. Gencos shed 642.4 megawatts. Federal government pays foreign firm $496 million for contract violation. Okay, let me take this one also before you dissect some of these headlines, and let's see what we have here. Like anti-party activities, Ogun APC suspend ex-deputy speaker. You know, these are some of the juicy news I have here as making itself round on most of our newspaper today, but this one particularly in Punch. Now, let's take this one for example. That says political scavenger. You are a political scavenger. Dino blast Fane Kayode. What's your take on that?
Well, this as we are moving gradually towards 2023 election, there are so many exchange of words from right and left. If you are very familiar with conversant with Twitter, you see the way analysts, political opponents, they've been confronting themselves. But this coming from the spokesman of the PDP, in person of Senator Dino Melaye. In my opinion, I think it's uncalled for. But that's from one perspective. On another perspective, if you are to look at it, I think most of our politicians are political scavengers. They are always moving from one party to the other. Unlike if we are following the way the US are doing, they are running their politics. I think moving from cross-carpeting should not be the order of the day. In the US, we have the Republicans and we have Democrats. The Republicans remain a Republican. A Democrat remains a Democrat. Only if you know you don't want to pitch your tents on either of the two, then you could run as an independent. But in Nigeria, check most of our politicians. Some those who were in APC, they are back to PDP.
Yes.
Those who are in PDP are back to APC. Today, even some now moving from these two parties to another party. So some good number of them, they move to the NNPP, and now even from that same new party, they are even migrating back to their old party. So you could see that most of our politicians, they are nothing but political scavengers. Okay. It's not just peculiar to Fane Kayode alone.
All right, I want you to link this one to what is called democratic. when we are living in a democratic state, and Enugu APC governor candidate rejects Tinubu campaign funds. What's your take on this? And what do you think could amount to the rejection of this Enugu APC governor candidate rejects Tinubu's campaign funds?
Well, it's a little bit dicey. It could be in two ways. Perhaps he believed he has the money to run the campaign of his state. That's number one. Or number two, he believed that the money coming from the party flag bearer is the money is maybe he has his doubt on the money.
Do you think that he just look in a way that you're gonna vomit whatsoever you eat at the end of the day? That if they will give you cash,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That maybe he has his own doubt.
But they are in the same political party. Don't you think? It's just,
I mean, they are two individuals. Even if they belong to the same party, they are two individuals, and all of them, they are entitled to the way they do their things. To their own opinions. He has his own reasons why he chose to. Perhaps if we read further, we could get one or two things about what transpired.
Yeah, then just keep into these questions. I just have one, but let's say it's quite different from each other. Ekiti NSCDC officers, family abductors demand for 30 million ransom. Do you think that this thing should have been eradicated for a very long time?
So far so good. It has become part of Nigerian. It has become part of. It's synonymous to Nigeria these days. Kidnapping. It's still part of the insecurity that we are talking about. State of insecurity that we talked about. I don't know where you want NCDC man, a man who is earning salary and is paying his bills, paying his tuition. I mean, paying his children's tuition fee. Is paying for his house rent. I don't know where they want him to get that million from. So this is just to, like I said, if this thing does not stop now, I don't know when it's going to stop.
Yeah, just link it to this one that says government kidnap Akwa Ibom school principal.
That's another kidnapping. You just talked about abductors.
Abductors, and it's just
they were
related. Yeah.
They were looking calling for ransom.
Yes.
This one again were kidnapping. And I want to tell you something most solemnly, that if we had 3 cases coming out on the pages of our dailies, definitely dozens of them are happening, and they are not coming. It's not being reported. In the villages, in the urban centers, even in the rural sector, centers. Look at recently that even in some restaurant, some kidnappers, they will storm the restaurant and they will abduct people that are in the restaurant, and it's not going to come out on the dailies.
Okay.
So this is the situation in the country.
Well, I just want to justify this one. I want you to justify it. I want you to. As in, you are the lawyer and you are the judges right now. So
the incorruptible judge.
Yeah, incorruptible judge. Yes. So Pastor Nab. This one is coming from Ogun State. Ogun State Pastor Nab for defining 14 years old chorister. This is in. I don't know. I don't know. So,
and if they're going to talk now, they will say the handwork of the devil.
Man, why can't they put the devil?
No, I mean, yes.
Why can't they take the devil?
But the point is, when you see a man, this is one of the easiest way to know a man is when he's able to control his urge. And that's why I keep asking questions that even sometimes the society are unable to help in this regard, because many a times these are what I was discussing with somebody that these are what the religious leadership this is what everybody should be talking about. How a man should control his emotion. Don't forget the number of people that are going to depression these days. They are in their numbers. They just want to end their life. They just believe they are just tired of this life. This is another case. People just believe that when you see a lady, the next thing that comes into your mind is how to go down with that lady. It's a very terrible mindset. If somebody like that could do that to a minor, even his own children, they are not safe at home.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's it.
Do you think it should be persecuted? And me, I don't want it to shoot yourself at foot. But what do you think? What kind of judgment do you think they should pass?
Either persecuted or not persecuted. The point is, we need to address the root of all this issue. Let's look at the root. Okay, and the box lies on the shoulder of constituted authority in the society. Well, some people should be served as deterrent. They have to serve as a kind of as a kind of, like I said, deterrent to people out there,
Well,
so that people will not it won't be a kind of a prevalent issue. Because if this one is let loose or let go, what do you think will happen?
you see, all these headlines are just winking at me. That's trying to say something about me, but sorry. So I guess I've exhausted some of it, though I've seen a dozen of them here, but because of our time. So let's get what you have about them.
Okay, on the front page of Vanguard newspaper this morning, worry in APC, PDP, ADC as party chairman battle conflicts. 2023, Northern senators order upset over weak opposition to Atiku. This is coming from a source. Obi not on fundraising tour. This is coming from the media office of Labour Party. Security threat. Be more vigilant. Sanwo-Olu wife charges market leaders. Otedola appoint Augustine Varsity Chancellor. Again on 2023 election, Oyo APC needs special attention. Tinubu's supporter. This is coming from Tinubu's supporters. NDA crisis. Wrong to call Akpata a boy. Akeredolu tells Akintola. From the presidency, Senate mulls banning of some faith ticket. Earpiece, Hibom here, 6 others count losses as passengers traffic drop. And finally, political communications and 2023 election could also be, that story could be seen on the front page of Vanguard newspaper. Mr. Sam, let's take a look at this. Worry in APC, PDP, ADC as party chairmen battle conflicts. Recently, we heard about how the pro-wiki, they made a resolution that this current incumbent chairman of PDP should resign.
Yes.
Because if presidency is coming from the north,
yes.
the chairman should not come from the north.
That should be from southwest.
That's from PDP.
Yes.
APC also with jostling between letting Adamu take a bow from office because of so many factors. Some are saying perhaps because of this Muslim ticket controversy. And just yesterday, we heard about how the ADC chairman, either we call him an had gone chairman now, or kind of a chairman still in crisis, in person of Mr. Rafunwusu, was said to have suspended the current party flag bearer, Kashuku. So the point is, do you think, like it comes out on the Dailies this morning, don't you see a kind of disaster looming, a disaster inside the bus that is waiting to explode?
Well, to my own opinion, you see, I think a campaign will start on the 28th of this month, right?
I think yesterday we heard about some people making the Labour Party having a kind of a rally, perhaps.
Yes, well, officially the campaign is going to start on the 28th
of September. Okay, yeah.
September. And if this rumbling, and I see it in a way that, at times we call this political stuff of the thing as we. So as the campaign will start majorly on September 28th of this month, I think they should start looking into some of these rumbles and some of these loophole going on in their political parties. But I think this one we have this kind of headlines is that maybe some people think they are not doing the best, they are not giving the best to their political parties. Like they want somebody that can, so that someone who can even do better than President Muhammadu Buhari. But with all these contenders we have here, both APC, PDP, ADC, Labour Party and not the rest. No, Labour Party is not being mentioned here. But people think that... No,
even Labour Party, they are not actually left behind because was it 2 days ago we heard about how the Dailies, one of the Dailies reported that even the position of the Labour Party flag bearer, Peter Obi, is still shaking.
Yes. So the reason why this kind of worry is coming out is that they see that in a place that who can fit into the shoes that this President Muhammadu Buhari is going to who can fit into the shoe. So people are being worried that, okay, are these products of these political parties for the presidential candidates, are they ready? Are they capable? Are they what?
No. As a matter of fact, they all have their different peculiarities.
Yes.
APC is because of this perhaps Muslim ticket. PDP because of all this pro-Wike issue.
Yeah,
and you see, the funny part about ADC is that recently we're told that that same political party, they've never genuinely contested an election. There's always been it has always been commercialized. That during the election, they have to merge. They have to bow down to some group of political parties.
Do you know
and it has been done. They have been paid for it.
Do you know the reason why we have that kind of? Because when we're talking about when we're talking about structure, that is what happens. Well, when you don't have the money to fund your political parties,
you lose the structure.
Yes, you lose the structure. So that's just
okay. Let's take a look at this NBA crisis. Now, the former NBA chairman called the incumbent chairman a boy, and the governor of Ondo State is saying that, see, you don't have the right to call Akpata a boy. What is your take on that?
Well, if you go further with that news, and if you follow up with the news, maybe afterwards, there must be a reason the man called him my boy. And as for me, you calling someone a boy, though at times to some people
it's not civil.
It's not civil.
It's not civil, and it's not. I don't think it's right.
It's right. You don't think it's right. But we have this kind of cases before that when we call this one my boy, and at the end of the day, either they call themselves their boy or not. But we sitting on the hot seat here, we don't know if they are eating and dying together, and you standing for them, fighting for them. That okay.
Even if they are romancing together, what I'm saying is it should not be used on national television.
It should not be used. That's it.
Okay, a whole NBA chairman, and because you were once occupying the seat, or perhaps due to one or two things, and you called the incumbent chairman, called him a boy. It's uncomfortable. Do you know how many people that the man is presiding over?
Okay.
No, presiding over when they have meetings. And now, what do you expect? Either old or young, is still the chairman, he still want to preside over the meetings. Yes, so why calling him a boy is, I think, in my opinion, is uncalled for.
Yeah, it's wrong to call Akpata a boy. Actually, do look at Akitola. So, I think the governor has already justified.
It's wrong. It's wrong. It's just wrong. And what is wrong? So, like I said, like they used to say back in the days, what is wrong is wrong.
Wrong. So, what is wrong is wrong. You can never tell me that what is right. So, unless you want to deceive the person.
Well,
so, I think Akitola has always justified Akitola.
Yeah. So I think, but before we go, let me quickly take this one. 32 passengers feared abducted in Ondo. We just talked about the issue of abduction not quite long.
Yeah.
We talked about the issue of kidnapping.
Yes.
This is another one, another abduction again. 32 feared abducted. 32 people, just take them away from a bus, take them into a bush, and you start calling their family one after the other to pay ransom. I think that's the height of it all.
You know what I'm going to say about that? It's not civil to say this one, but I think it's no longer in news in Nigeria anymore. So
you think people are making billions from kidnapping?
They are making billions in kidnapping.
And do you think the federal government is doing nothing about it?
Nothing.
They are doing little or nothing.
Like I said, the federal government is clueless about this matter. There is one that last week I read the news where which this kidnapper, they kidnapped one of these prominent House of Representative family, and after 2 days the ransom was paid and the rest. But look at these people right now.
Even the House of Rep is paying ransom.
Yes,
maybe the president will also pay ransom.
No, the last time we heard they want to kidnap our dear president, which I know that is not possible. It's not possible. But this is the area by which the federal government and the security personnel should look into this stuff.
But do you know that? On the more serious note, do you know the president was actually threatened?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say.
And the soldiers, the military apparatus, the military operatives, they fought. They killed so many of them now. They got rid of so many of them.
Because they threatened the president.
Because they threatened the president.
They just threatened an ordinary citizen.
So what happened?
When Nigeria.
Anyway, it's all good. Anyway, viewers at home, you've had it all. This is our show for today. Do join us next time for another exciting episode. Until then, remember, you remain your humble host. Bye for now.
Bye.